wasting our time. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. Like I mentioned just now, I think I should thank you and your batch for your celebration yesterday. Although it was all virtual, I can tell that the whole thing was beautifully planned, and I enjoyed the whole thing. So thank you to you and your batch for your hard work. I can see that a lot of effort has been put to produce such quality of presentation. So I think good job and thank you for that. It's a bit different, but this is certainly one of the let's say good production of the Teachers' Day. Okay, so without wasting our time, before we start our lesson, I would like to apologize for me not being able to mark your essay promptly, because I think that as your level gets higher, I need to put more attention on your work. So if I'm putting more attention of your work, means that I will take quite longer time to write to mark your essay. So I hope you can be patient with me. And I'm aiming to finish everything by the school holiday that we have in the next 2 weeks. So let's pray that I can finish everything by the next 2 weeks. Okay. So we don't know what's going to happen, whether we are going to see each other again after the holiday or not. But for your batch, I really pray that we will, because I feel that you are one of the unluckiest batches in Sakti, where you didn't really have proper learning time last year, and then this year is also interrupted by PDPR for quite a number of times. I'm not saying that PDPR is not effective, but we all know that we prefer to do things face to face so that things can be addressed. Things can be addressed well. Okay, so throughout this session, I don't think I need to remind you again, but you have your live section on your YouTube channel. So if you can do that, you can answer questions, you can write comments on the live chat section. Okay, so so if that's the case, then our class is 9 p.m. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to go through this broadcast. If you are free, you can watch this broadcast, or if you're not, then it's fine. You can go to your class. And then if you cannot join this session, it's fine. You can look at it back again on the YouTube channel and YouTube link that I gave you. Okay. Right. So because I have another meeting with JPN at 9, so I have to do this quite early. It's fine if you can't join it. If you have to join other class, do so. This will be recorded. Okay. All right. So for today's lesson, it's going to be about writing, since it's Thursday and you will have more time to do it properly. Okay. So this is going to be a different. Not different. It's going to be the same with the one that we did last week, but this one last week was about introduction. This one we are talking about conclusion. Okay. All right. Let's look at how we're going to write a strong conclusion. Okay. So why is a strong conclusion important? Okay, strong conclusion is very important because although sometimes you do have a very strong essay throughout, you have strong introduction, you have strong points, strong arguments, but then you don't have quite strong conclusion. When you have quite a weak conclusion, your writing tend to get penalized quite a lot, because it shows that you didn't have the ability, one, to hold a reader's engagement or attention. Two, you didn't show or exhibit very strong sense of summarizing the whole thing, summarizing your whole essay. Okay, so if that's the case, then that's very difficult for you to get strong marks lah. Okay. All right. So reading the opinions. Okay, so before we do our essay. Okay, this can be found in your textbook actually, but let's have a little bit of review lah. Okay, number one, read the opinions below and complete each summary with one of these words. Discuss in class with what comment you could make on each one. Okay, number one, you have three words there: carelessness, poverty, and speeding. Carelessness means kecuaian, poverty is kemiskinan, and speeding is memandu dengan laju. Okay, so number one, many burglaries means rompakan, could be prevented if people remembered to lock doors and windows before going out. To sum up, many burglaries happen because of, so many burglaries rompakan berlaku disebabkan oleh, it's normally because of carelessness. Okay, people tend to be absent-minded or sometimes pure careless. Careless means cuai, and then forgot about the need of them being vigilant, untuk berhati-hati. Okay, so that's how burglaries happen. And number two, a high proportion of road accidents are caused by people driving too fast. To sum up, many road accidents are caused by speeding. Of course, when you are speeding, you tend to cause road accident. And number three, some people shoplift because they don't have enough money to feed and clothe their families. Okay, so to sum up, some shoplifters are forced to steal because of poverty. Okay, so those are what we call ways on getting the good phrases to finish your essay. Okay, the next one. Read the writing task below and circle the correct words to complete a statement about it. Okay, the question mainly asks your opinion about whether illegal downloading means that you didn't download through Spotify or Joox or any of those platforms, but rather you use what we call, sometimes you use torrent, you use host that can get things without you having to pay them. Okay, illegal downloading means that you download things for free without having to pay them, and that's what it meant lah. Okay, it's good or bad for the people who, so illegal downloading is good or bad for the people who listen to music or produce music. Of course, illegal downloading would be bad for people who produce their music because they're not earning anything if you illegally download something. Okay, so if you think that you are a hardcore fan of any of the artists or celebrities, please do not do illegal downloading because it will not benefit any of them. The money will not go to them. Okay, so it's very difficult for them to have their creative work. Okay, so now you have been talking in class about illegal downloading from the internet. Now your teacher has asked you to write an essay for homework. Okay, write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view. Okay, so many people illegally download music from the internet. Is this a good thing or a bad thing for the music industry? Okay, so one, you have to talk about musicians. Musicians is ahli music lah. Okay, those singers, those bands that you like. Okay, paying for music, and number three is your own idea. Okay, let's look at the points here. Let's look at the essay here. Okay, many people who pirate music from the internet think they are loyal music fans. However, I believe that what they are doing is bad for music and musicians. In the first place, downloading music without paying is wrong because it means that musicians do not get properly paid for their work. This is unfair as they might have spent many months writing and recording it. Moreover, if people really value music, then they should pay for it. If it is wrong to steal CDs from shops, then it is just as wrong to steal from the internet. In addition, although some people say they are helping musicians to become famous by sharing illegal downloads with friends, this is not the case. There is no need to download because they can send their friends links to music they have discovered. Okay, so there are two conclusions here. Okay, let's look at A. You have to choose which one is the best conclusion for this piece of essay. Okay, let's look at conclusion A. To sum up, many people find that paying to download music costs too much money. It would be better to make it cheaper in the future so that people might not break the law. Do you think that is the suitable conclusion for this essay? Okay, let's look at B now. Okay, to sum up, pirating music damages the music business. If fans started paying for their music, it might reduce the prices of downloads and CDs, which would be good for everyone. Okay, so if you look at A and B, which one is the best conclusion for the essay? Yes, the answer would be B. Okay, that is the best conclusion for this type of essay. So, so after that, okay, after you have learned all that, I would expect you to complete the task in your Google Classroom. Okay. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay. Right. Before that, let's look at the Google Classroom. That one is your Google Doc. Okay. Let's look at Google Classroom. Okay, so this is the assignment that I have assigned you just now. Okay, so I have attached to you two things. One is the task, which is in the form of Google Docs, and another one is a YouTube video, actually, what Army recruits go through. Okay, so the reason why I'm sharing this video is that this video is telling you what actually is an Army camp. Okay, why is it important? Okay, let's look at your question. Okay, okay, your question here. Your question here states that read this writing task and use the plan in the language bank to help you write your essay. When you have finished your essay, check your work carefully. Okay, so the question is, you have been talking about crime and punishment in class. Now your teacher has asked you to write an essay for homework. Okay, write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view. Your point of view means your opinion lah. Okay, so it's not very long. It's going to be 140 to 190 words. The question is, some people say that young offenders should be sent to an army camp for a while instead of being sent to prison. Okay, so is this a good or a bad idea for young offenders? We're talking about young offenders, or what we call juvenile. Okay, so young offenders, should they be sent straight away to prison, or should they be sent to an army camp? Okay, so you know what a prison is, right? You are being locked up in a facilities for quite during a specific number of time, and then you don't have much. I think you don't have much opportunity of growth when you are being sent to prison, especially prison in Malaysia. But instead of sending them to prison for doing things illegally, maybe perhaps you should consider of sending them to an army camp. Okay, so that's why I put a video about an army camp, that although it's not from Malaysian army camp, but I think you might get the idea on how an army camp should be. Okay, so the notes is that you write about one, the idea of being punished for a crime. Okay, so why does these young offenders need to be punished for what they did wrong? Okay, so why is it important for them being punished? Why is it important for them to have some sort of consequences with their bad choices or bad judgment? Okay, and number two, how are these two compares between a prison or an army camp in terms of teaching them life skills? You know, life skills of what they can do after they get out, how would they integrate with the society, things like that. And number three is your own idea. Okay, so it's already mentioned the plan there. Number one, introduce the topic and your opinion. Okay, so where do you stand? Do you want to send these young offenders, these juveniles, to an army camp or to the prison? Okay, paragraph 2, you have to make a point about punishment to support your opinion. Okay, so you have to talk about the importance of punishment in order to support your opinion when you choose either army camp or prison. Paragraph 3, you have to make a point about learning life skills to support your opinion. Again, life skills which one teaches life skills better? Is it the prison or is it an army camp? I know both of these institutions are very far from you. It's not something that is very close to you. I think you need a little bit of research when you are trying to write this essay. And paragraph 4, use your own idea to support of or in contrast to the other points, okay? So meaning to say number paragraph 4 is that if you choose these young offenders to go to an army camp, you need to talk about why prison is a bad idea. Okay, for these offenders. Or if you choose prison, paragraph 4, you're going to talk about how an army camp is a bad idea for these young offenders. And paragraph 5, you need to summarize your opinion and add a comment. Okay, so since this is a recorded session, I think that you may ask the questions later when it's English class through WhatsApp. But I think that's all that I have for today for you. Okay, so you have any questions, you may ask them on WhatsApp, on our WhatsApp group. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you, class.